This video is brought to you by 86. Pick up video game apparel from Skullgirls and Monster Hunter World. 86.com/?AFF equals 4 and let them know that we sent you. There we go. Hello everybody, this is the second video I'm making on the 15th of Sunday, but by the time you're watching this, it would be Monday or Wednesday, depending on where I place this. But I do want to give my thoughts on the Sony State of Play that was last week, I want to say Monday. I don't know, Tuesday morning, that's right, Tuesday morning. So, this is written on Kotaku.com, written by Natalie DeGriffenard. Everything Sony announced at today's State of Play. Here's everything Sony announced during the State of Play. Before I get into it, sorry, I totally forgot. I should transition into my thing. Professional YouTuber, yeah. So I was saying, here's everything Sony announced during today's State of Play. A Resident Evil 3 remake will come to PlayStation 4 on April 3rd, 2020, along with Project Resistance, an online survival game with its own campaign mode. A Kingdom Hearts 3 DLC expansion is coming with new characters and battles on January 23rd, 2020. Untitled Goose Games Goose, Malarkey, and Honking Havoc are coming to PS4 on December 17th. Dreams will be available for PlayStation 4 on February 14th, 2020. Spellbreak, a new battle royale game combining role-playing and magical combat from the Proletariat, is starting a closed beta. Also featured were Paper Beast, a VR sandbox game where you explore an ecosystem full of strange beasts, coming out in the first quarter of 2020. A new Predator game is coming out on April 24th, 2020. From Square Enix and Platinum, new footage of Babylon's Fall, an action game that mixes a medieval fantasy setting with a sci-fi feel for the combat. Superliminal, a perspective and physics-based puzzle game where you move through dreamlike landscapes, is coming to PS4 in an undisclosed date. Finally, Sucker Punch's Ghost of Tsushima will have more complete trailer at the Game Awards. Cool. Okay. Oh, it's a version of the post listed, the correct release date of... Okay, gotcha. Alright. So, State of Play did happen last week, and it was Sony's thing, and I think that when I was talking about it last time, like, I was kind of wondering, like, why before the Game Awards? And I get it, you know, if you are a game company or big publisher and you want to control the news narrative for that day or for that week, do it before E3 or afterwards. In this case, do it before Game Awards. But even then, it kind of led me to why. And the reason why is because of the last thing I just said. They had Ghost of Tsushima. They had there was a full trailer, a much bigger trailer at the Game Awards, and they want something to lead into what that teaser on State of Play leading into. Hey, watch the full trailer at the Game Awards. Which, now thinking about it, makes perfect sense. I would have still done it earlier because it just felt like Sony was just kind of saying like, oh, Game Awards is happening. Fuck you, Jeff Keighley. We're going to do our thing 2 days before yours. So, like, I kind of felt like it was, like, done on purpose to kind of, you know, fuck with them. But at the same time, I don't think it was. I think they were working with Jeff Keighley to, you know, do the thing that they wanted to do. So, yeah, that pretty much was the reason being. So, answer my own question. But in regards to everything else that was announced, obviously the biggest game out of this whole selection of the announcements during that State of Play online press conference or online video presentation was Resident Evil 3 Remake. It was pretty clear when they were talking about Project Resistance and saying that when that slide showed up, that if the leak didn't happen, if that PSN icon didn't leak online, that we would be pleasantly surprised because it led to, oh, here is some more information about Project Resistance, to then showcase the full trailer for Resident Evil 3 Remake. So that was, I feel like they were at the point where I didn't really care. It's just like, hey, you know what? We made this video. We're not going to redo this snippet, so just let it roll out. So I'm pretty sure that was, the purpose was like, hey, you know, if the leak didn't happen, that would have been a pleasant surprise. But since it did, everybody expected it. So, not to say that Resident Evil 3 Remake has been talked about to death after RE2 Remake came out and how great that was. Everybody's like, okay, when's Resident Evil 3? So that was obviously the next thing that people wanted. But the trailer looks good. Resident Evil 3 looks freaking fantastic. It took everything the RE2 Remake did and just put it in a different setting, and you bring in new characters from the RE3 game, and it looks good. Like, with the RE engine that they have over there, like, it is super good. It is like, wow. It looks damn good. So I'm very curious to see about that game and when it comes out. But RE3 Remake coming out in April 3rd. You know, it's, I believe, yeah, that's a month. That's like a few days after the March apocalypse of just like huge games back to back on that month. So it's, people are excited and it looks good, and everything's so far, whatever Capcom touches when it comes to everything else outside of the fighting division has been gold. So yeah, let's see Resident Evil 3 Remake. Let's see it happen, and let's see what exactly what was changed and what was different and what was modernized. So we'll see. The Kingdom Hearts 3 DLC expansion pack, new characters. Okay, don't get me wrong. I am not a Kingdom Hearts guy. I respect it. I respect what that series is and the millions of fans that have spawned. One of the things is I was kind of watching people play it and kind of loosely following the story is I wish that they were in the Kingdom Hearts 3 when they came out. I wish there was a chance or a possibility to play as Kari, because she apparently was just training all this time, but you don't. So the fact that she is playable in the DLC, which is both, you know, hey, that's cool, awesome, you finally let her be a playable character, but also like, hey, I would like to have her playable in the game as well. Outside of that, you know, it looks fun, it looks great. I think fans of that game will be very happy with the game, with the DLC. Apparently it ties up more loose ends that the Kingdom Hearts 3 didn't. So, you know, it's kind of like monkey's paw situation. It's like, hey, you want the everything tied up ending, here's DLC, pay us money and we'll tell you the everything. So I'm kind of curious to see if there's going to be more DLC for Kingdom Hearts 3, or that's going to be it. You know, correct me if I'm wrong. If I'm wrong, please sound out below in the comment section below or tweet at me. But yeah, like I'm curious, very curious, very curious. Next is Untitled Goose Game is coming to the PS4, which is already which was actually shortly afterwards, like, announced it's coming to Xbox Game Pass as well. Which, hey, I'm excited for. It's coming for the console version for Xbox Game Pass, but Untitled Goose Game is one of those indie games that just like really took off mainstream, and it's gotten a great success. And it's a cute game. It's not particularly like the best of like indie game this year. It's just a pleasant, fun game. You're a goose going around just causing mischief, but everybody loves it. I love it too. So Untitled Goose Game is freaking. If you are tired of the same mundane things, you want something much slower. Not Death Stranding slower, but like just, hey, you're an animal. You're going just being an animal. Your goose being a goose, and you're just making mischief. And it's very pleasant. The music's fun, like very soft, soothing. It's a game where if you want to get away from it all, the Untitled Goose Game is that. Speaking of which, Dreams finally got a release date. It'll be it's coming out February 14th of next year. It's finally coming out of their, I won't say beta, or like their kind of early access game, but I here's the thing about Dreams. Like Dreams, like I feel like it's gonna run into the same issue with other games of that ilk. A Little Big Planet specifically. And yes, you'll get a dedicated group. Yes, you get a dedicated people who will make some awesome stuff. But again, with the tools and things you can do in Dreams, and you can do some pretty cool stuff, where you create different games or platformers and whatnot. Like I feel like Dreams, I don't think the selling point or the kind of the thing they're trying to sell is going to really grab attention to a lot of people. I think that it will, but I don't think it will make it to a success as they want it to be. Yeah. Like I feel like if you wanted something of that ilk that to be a success, look at Mario Maker 1 and 2. 1 specifically. Mario Maker 1 just took off, just exploded on the Wii U and on the video game scene when it did. You're not hearing as much as this year for Mario Maker 2, and I don't know why exactly, but not to hear much about it. It'll come up here and there, but something about games of that ilk where you have to build the game itself within the game, and then people play it and then have fun with it, and it's just, I think it takes a different mindset, and I think it definitely doesn't speak to a lot of people. Like, if people, and I get it thinking about it, like if I'm somebody who does not want to play a game to make a game, and I just want to play levels or play other people's creations, then that's what I'm looking for. But that all depends on how many people are making those particular other type of games within Dreams, and are they good? Are they bad? Most of the time when these people make these type of game within the games, oftentimes it's bad, or it's a copy of something else, or sometimes you get those clever games that are being made in it, but it all depends on the community and how long they can keep it up, and if the studio itself is not particularly making those type of different games within Dreams, and maybe they are, and I'm just kind of shooting from the hip here, then cool, awesome, let's see how that goes, and we'll see how much staying power it is. But those type of games are pretty hard to have stay around. Little Big Planet managed to stick around for 1 through 3 during its PS3 Sony era, but like I don't think that sold it as well as they'd hope. And as far as I know, like it was not, the staying power for that game didn't stick with me. And I did not hear much if anybody else talking about it, other than the fact that hey, somebody made a clever thing once in a month or once in a blue moon. So I hope I'm wrong, but I honestly don't think that type of game is going to skyrocket as people may think. But we'll see. Spellbreak is the new battle royale game that just combines role playing and magical combat. It's starting to close beta. Sure, battle royale with Harry Potter battle royale. Sure, people for the genre might like that. I don't know. We'll see. I mean, it's not a Fortnite, so it's kind of hard to. This might take away some people from Fortnite just for a little bit and then come back afterwards. So, but they showed up a few other games as well. The new Predator game, which looks slightly better. It didn't look good the first time around. It looks more polished this time around. We'll see. I don't know. I feel like it's a game that kind of, this game's gonna be farting away. And I don't think it's really gonna blow people's socks off. So, well, we'll see. Coming out on April 24th. So, yeah. And then we had Babylon's Fall. Now, this game caught my eye. Apparently, this game has been like in limbo or vaporware, but apparently, Platinum Games has been working on it, or might have picked it up. Not sure on that particular detail, but I know Platinum Games is working on this one, and this looks freaking cool. Like medieval fantasy sci-fi, but the combat of Platinum Games with combos and everything. Hell yeah, I'm definitely in for Babylon's Fall, so I'm gonna keep an eye on that when it comes out. And then the last game on here that's listed, Superliminal. That is a cool looking game. Like, it combines, in my opinion, like it looks like a combination of the Stanley Portable and using like different perspectives in regards to what you had to solve puzzles with, and in a 3D space. So you're walking around and you're kind of figuring out like, how do I access this door? I have to be in this particular location or look at something in a different way. It looks really cool. This is much in line of me thinking artsy fartsy type of deal. Because like this type of game is going to be like, you're going to be solving puzzles, but like using different perspectives, and whatever they give you in the game. With this like this kind of GLaDOS character as well, guiding you. It's super cool. I like it. I really love what they're going for, and I would love to play it. So when it comes out, I'm gonna keep an eye on this one as well. So that's definitely gonna be checking out. But yeah, that was about it. There was a few other things on here called Paper Beast, VR sandbox game where you explore an ecosystem full of strange beasts, which didn't really do it for me. But for those who like VR and want to be in that type of world, more power to you. Outside of that, for the most part, when it came to state of play for this one, I obviously the big dog on all this was Resident Evil 3 remake and the big announcement from that. Outside of that, again, this is Sony trying to control the news narrative for a day or two, because there was a lead-in into the Game Awards when it came to Ghost of Tsushima. Had this been better at the Game Awards? I think it would have. I think that if you had these games shown at the Game Awards, you have much more eyes and you have much more of a controlling narrative. I mean, honestly, if you would have done this at the Game Awards, I think you've gotten a lot more people interested in these games. And not to say that they aren't, but I think that because the Game Awards is a much more mainstream type of show, that you would have had much more eyes on these games than what you had on Sony State of Play. And I'm trying to figure it out. Other than the fact that Ghost of Tsushima lead into the Game Awards, I kind of still don't understand why Sony would want to do this 2 days before the Game Awards. Because whatever the Game Awards, people are talking about that more than what happened at Sony State of Play. And Resident Evil 3 Remake would have been much, much better showcase at the Game Awards. I think that Kingdom Hearts 3 DLC expansion trailer would have been better at the Game Awards. Given the fact that did leak both Resident Evil 3 and Kingdom Hearts 3, it still, for those who may not know, would have benefited Sony for them to show it at the Game Awards. And looking at these other games, like Babylon's Fall would have been a great one. I would have, Super Liminal would have been great to show also at the Game Awards. I feel it was a missed opportunity. I think that Sony just kind of dropped the ball on this one. I feel like they could have had much better. If the goal was for to showcase these games, but also draw attention to their product, they had a much better. They would have much better effort, or not time, but a better opportunity with the Game Awards. And I feel like they I don't know why they would go 2 days before. If this was done 3-4 weeks before, sure. Yeah, absolutely. You control that narrative about a good 2-3 weeks into the Game Awards. But because you did 2 days before, you kind of dwarf yourself, it's like saying, hey, the Super Bowl is happening 2 days or on this day. Let's have this mini Super Bowl or our own Super Bowl prior. That is small, very small, and it has maybe 5 teams in our leagues, and 2 of them are playing in it. They're from Idaho and I don't say Florida, Idaho and maybe Colorado. Here's the Colorado Buffalo or Hawk. You know what I'm trying to get at, basically. It definitely just felt like it was. To me, it just kind of feels like Sony's hey, let's try and do this. Let's just do it anyways, and let's get as many eyes on this before the Game Awards, because everybody's talking about the Game Awards and more attention on that than our thing. I don't know. I feel like they really took the ball on that one. So, but again, the whole state of play with Sony, I feel like it's still trying to work its way and trying to figure out its own thing. It's trying to be like the Nintendo Directs, but it's not there yet. It's they did like the first episode or two with people, and then they kind of stopped. It's still very early on, much trying to figure out their flow and figuring out what works, what doesn't work. And the Sony State of Play, I feel like in due time will get better, and maybe it'll get to the point where it's like a Nintendo Direct, where people are drawn into the announcements. It's like, oh, we have to, sit down and watch and get excited for. But I don't think the Sony State of Play hasn't gotten to that point, so it's gonna be a uphill battle for them. But we'll see how it goes. I mean, hey, you can't hit it off the bat off the first or second try. You got to keep at it and grind away and see what works and what doesn't, and at some point you'll have a big thing like Nintendo. So that pretty much just kind of comes down to it. So, but with that being said, that are my thoughts on the Sony State of Play. There might be another video this week. I know I said it was last week, but didn't happen because of life issues. So we'll just see. Christmas time is coming up, so my time is going to be very limited. I might take a break before 2020 hits, but I hope you guys enjoyed these videos, especially me being kind of the solo man for these as well. Again, thank you for watching as always. And I forgot to plug some stuff at the last video or whatever. But if you want to follow me on Twitter, I am at Defective Naruto. You might have saw on the previous screen. All these videos will be here on our YouTube channel. The podcasts are usually uploaded every week, depending on how many videos I do, and I just convert that to a podcast, and is uploaded onto our podcast feeds, which you can find anywhere at missionstart.tv, but also at podcast services around the globe for Mission Start Podcast. So yeah, if you miss any of these, I'll upload an audio, and you'll definitely catch them there. So with that being said, thank you for watching, and I will see you guys next time.